Listening and participating in the meeting today, I would like to welcome everyone to the Hammond Board of Public Works and Safety meeting for Thursday, May 28, 2020. And I have a roll call, please.
Mr. Markgraf.
Here.
Mr. Long.
Here.
Mr. Perez.
Here.
Are there any conflict of interest statements?
No, sir.
No, Mr. President.
I would like to add that this meeting is being held pursuant to Governor Holcomb's Executive Order 2008, as well as Mayor Thomas McDermott's Executive Order 20-04, which allows us to conduct this meeting entirely by electronic means and only essential items being discussed. Approval of the minutes of May 14th, 2020 and May 21st, 2020.
Mr. President, I motion that we approve those minutes.
I second, Mr. President.
All in favor of approving the minutes of May 14th to May 21st, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Item 5, essential matters before the board. Letter A, bid opening, emergency demolition of 436 Conkey Street. We have, I believe it's 3 bids. And they're all sealed currently. And I will proceed with number 1, which is Acting Contracting LLC out of East Chicago, Indiana. The Acting Contracting LLC bid, it's only one piece of paper. It is for $51,400. It details what they're going to do, but there is no non-collusion affidavit with it, nor is there a Form 96. $51,400 for Acting Contract. JM Industrial Services, Hammond, Indiana. JM Industrial Services bid is for $28,700 with the scope of work detailed in its bid as well. $28,700. And bid number 3 is from CNB Construction LLC, Griffith, Indiana. And the bid from CNB Construction is for $16,099.20 with the job description of what they're going to do as well. These are the 3 bids that the board has received for 436 Conkey. And I'll entertain a motion to send to code enforcement for tabulation and recommendation.
I'll make that motion, Mr. President.
I second, Mr. President.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Item B, service agreement with Kavanaugh McDonald Consulting LLC to perform actuarial valuations for the 1925 Police Pension Fund, 1937 Firefighters Pension Fund, and the 1953 Police Pension Fund. This request has come from the city controller. It has been reviewed by the law department. and I would entertain any comments or motion to approve the request.
Mr. President, I can just tell you that I did review it. It's a request by the controller. It appears to be in order. They're requesting approval.
Thank you, Mr. Smith.
Then if there's nothing else, I will make a motion to approve the service agreement with Kavanaugh McDonald Consulting.
I will second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Item C, correspondence received from Ms. Danelise Pellat, a Morton High School parent, requesting street closures for a 2020 graduate parade on June 5th, 2020, beginning at 5:30 with the route included. I would just, for the record, put out there that this request is coming from a parent. We don't know if the school is involved with this or not, according to her letter. She wants to utilize the Purdue University parking lot for the initial staging of the parade. We don't know if she has approval for that. And then she wants to end the parade at the Little Red Schoolhouse on 171st Street in Hammond, which I believe is Park Department property, not knowing if she has approval from that to happen either. She estimates there'll be 240 cars if the kids show up for this graduation parade. So I'm looking for some conversation as to how we should proceed on this. It's set up for June 5th, which is next Friday, here in Hammond. Mr. Smith, do you have any, I would think we certainly would need to know if Purdue's aware of this.
Yeah, I think obviously what we're trying to do is to comply with any orders of the governor and the mayor. I'm not sure if the police have had these requests over the past. I've seen some, just driving around town, I've seen some small gatherings with cars and balloons and signs. So I know these are going on. We do enter phase 3 next week, and that, I believe, kicks us up to 250, if I'm not mistaken, in stage 3. I don't have notes with me, but I think that's correct. So to me, as long as folks are complying with the social distancing guidelines and things of that nature, and the board is otherwise outside of that, believing that it would be an appropriate request, I would just consider it a request as we would any other, provided that the person requesting it, the petitioner, does comply with any social distancing guidelines.
Yeah, but should we assume that Purdue's aware?
I don't think we should. I don't know if Captain Long has the ability to maybe reach out to former Chief Brian Miller. I forget what his position is there. Maybe it's chief again, but PNW to check in on that.
And the Little Red Schoolhouse, the park department, is that a big deal? It seems like that's where the parade's going to break up or end at. I'm not sure if they're doing anything else in the park or not. It doesn't say. Her letter does not say.
Yeah, it seems that they would also, I think, unfortunately, this is coming up pretty quick.
I know.
She should probably reach out also to Mark Hines. I believe their next meeting is the 3rd.
Okay.
So Lynn, can you please get this to Mark immediately, and find out whether or not he needs to deal with it. So.
All right. So Jeff, Mr. Long, can we approve this subject to Purdue being made aware first, as well as the park department?
We can, Kevin. I still have some concerns about her parent requesting this, especially kind of at the last minute here. I don't know what the route is. I don't know how many streets they need closed. Who's going to take responsibility when the parade ends for people not gathering? There's a lot of assumptions here, so I'm kind of nervous about about approving it, but I also don't want to, ruin the graduation of Morton High School kids either. So kind of puts us in a bad spot here because it's so quick.
Well, here's the route, Jeff. Not that it would make any difference to your concerns. They go down 169th Street East, Kennedy Avenue to the Little Red Schoolhouse on 171st. That's the route. But she does
So
say
very simple.
240 cars, and again, it's from a parent. It's not from the school. It's not from somebody that oversees the kids. It's from a concerned parent. That's how she signed it.
Well, the little parades that Kevin spoke of is, I've seen many of them. I participated in quite a few of them. The problem is when you end the parade, what everybody does is they just drive by the house slowly, beeping the horn, and then they drive off and go about their business. I'm concerned if that's the request she's making, that at the Little Red Schoolhouse, everybody will just continue on their way and leave and not stop and congregate, then I'm okay with helping. I think I'd want that answered first, though, is what is she expecting to happen at the Little Red Schoolhouse? Are they going to continue to drive and go home, or are they going to stop for some period of time and have some kind of congregation? So I think I'd want that answer, and I'm more than happy to call her and get some of those answers if you guys would like. But without those answers, Kevin, I don't know. I feel kind of nervous about saying yes.
Okay. So approving this subject to, would that kind of alleviate a little bit of the concern you have?
Yeah, approving it pending a conversation with her and approval from the city and Purdue.
Okay. And okay, well, I mean, we should be able to get these answers certainly before this is good. This is going to take place. Well, it's next Friday, but I mean, I know they need time to certainly finalize all their plans. I know.
Right.
I can get you her number after the meeting today.
Okay. Then my motion will be to approve her request pending approval from Purdue Calumet University, from the city, and from getting the answers that I need as far as what's going to happen at the beginning of the parade and what's going to happen at the end of the parade.
Okay.
That's my motion.
All right, sir. I got a second.
I second that motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Item D, correspondence received from Ms. Shelley Bishop, Regional Work 1 Manager, requesting permission to place a dumpster on the 200 block of Russell Street beginning June 8th, 2020 through June 12th, 2020. They're just requesting a dumpster to be put on their side of the street, which I do believe Work 1, I think it's on the north side. But I think that's a one-way street, and it's certainly wide enough, I think, to allow a dumpster to be put there. They must be moving, and they need a dumpster for stuff that they're not taking with.
If nobody has anything to add, Mr. President, I'll make a motion that we approve Ms. Shelley Bishop's request for a dumpster in the 200 block of Russell Street.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Item E, garage sale permit submitted for approval. So one garage sale permit, it's dated June the 13th. I know Mr. Smith and I had a brief conversation about this subject yesterday. We have, I believe, go ahead, Mr. Smith.
Sure. I guess what the thought was on these garage sale permits is that I think on the application, we need to add some language that indicates that the person that is holding the garage sale will comply with all COVID-19 orders that would apply to a retail establishment, because in reality, they're basically a store, just a one-day store out of their house. And I think it's important that they comply just as any retail establishment would with social distancing, with the wearing of masks if that's required through the governor's order at the time, and that they acknowledge that they are assuming the risk for any COVID-related exposure and things like that. The cities, obviously the city's immune from any of that, I believe, but they're taking it on themselves, and I think they just need to acknowledge that in any application. So, Lynn, we want to have some language on that on our application, so that folks know that and they agree to comply with all executive orders, including the social distancing guidelines, number of persons at the sale, and any wearing of masks that are required for any retail type establishment. So my thought is that because the county is supposed to go into stage 3 on Monday, I believe, or maybe it's Sunday, that might be a good time next Thursday to discuss garage sale permits, because I think we'll have increased numbers of people that might be available to go to these type of events. And by that time, hopefully our application can be amended to reflect what we need for anybody that's applying. So Lynn, you might have to get a hold of people that have applied recently to have them sign that acknowledgement.
Okay.
Could the waiver be an additional piece of paper instead of reconfiguring the garage sale permit? Just tack it on, maybe staple it together,
Sure.
and then once this goes away, hopefully that we can just eliminate that garage sale. Okay. No, I understand that, and I think a waiver is probably the prudent thing to do.
It'll probably simply be an amendment to the application, an
Sure.
acknowledgement. We'll probably entitle it acknowledgement.
Okay. So I would entertain, I think we need to defer this, like Mr. Smith suggested, for till next week, where we'll have a definitive answer of what the acknowledgement will look like. And we'll get a hold of the applicant here and make her aware of that. And then it'll be up to her whether or not she wants to go forth or not.
Okay, then I make a motion that we defer this to, you think, Mr. President, next week, June 4th, or the week after that? June 4th is good?
I mean, if we can, I think so. We just get the language out of the go back on track language from the state and somehow incorporate that into an acknowledgement with the signature. I think we should be able to do that in 7 days, I think.
Mhm.
Lynn, can
Kevin,
you let Kristen Cantrell know about this? See if she can draft something up for me for my review. Thank you.
Got it.
Okay, then my motion, Mr. President, is that we defer this, the garage sale permit until next week's meeting, set for June 4th, 2020.
I second that motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Item 6, matters from board members. I believe there are 2. I have a folder full of right-of-way permits that have been vetted by the engineering department. I would entertain discussion and/or motion approving the folder full.
Do you have any discussion, Kevin?
I'm not sure the project, if Mr. Button's available. I know he looked like he was frozen there and he's walking out of City Hall, but
I mean, there are some essential projects that need to move forward. I know that's in the stack, but there's probably 20. And
yeah, if these are
Jonathan
regular, I'm sorry, if these are just regular right-of-way permits, I would think that they are fine, approved. I see Mr. Button's back. Maybe.
Looks like he froze again. Mr. President, I'm gonna make a motion to approve those right-of-way permits.
Mr. Button, anything you'd like to add?
They are just regular approvals. They've come through engineering. We're happy with them. We just would like the board to approve them. Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, sorry, Mr. Long, would you restate your motion, please?
Yes, I would motion that we approve the right-of-way permits.
I will second the motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And lastly, I have another request from Bishop Noel Institute in regards to having a graduation parade dated for Thursday, June the 4th, which would begin at the school on Hoffman. And they would like to take Columbia Avenue south all the way down to the Hammond Optimus Youth Sports Complex, where everyone would disperse at that point. So they received their diploma. I presume it's going to be a drive-by diploma presentation. They say roughly 100 cars will be involved in this graduation parade if all participate. Columbia Avenue south from the school to the Hammond Optimus Youth Sports Complex, where they will disperse. But they do request escort from police and fire. And this letter was come from their president, Paul Mullaney.
How are they going to get from Columbia to Indianapolis Boulevard, Kevin? Does it say?
Sounds like they just go straight down Columbia, Jeff, right? Because they're going to Optimus U.
All the way down to the Little League fields?
But it
Yes,
sounds
so
like
basically
Columbian River.
The city line?
Mhm.
Okay.
I guess they're
Okay.
going to get on Hoffman and go west to Columbia, straight down to Optimus, down Columbia, yes.
Okay.
And they are requesting police and fire, I do know that, probably to lead, probably PD to assist with the traffic control, I presume, going through the intersection.
What was the time frame on that, Kevin?
Thursday, June 4th, at approximately 2:30 PM, after graduating seniors receive their diplomas.
2:30 PM. And well, then my motion will be to approve the request and forward to police and fire for their participation. Of course, I'll take care of the police side of it.
Sure, yeah, I'll take care of FD.
Okay.
Do I have a second?
I second, Mr. President.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Item 7, matters from department heads and or the representatives. Does anyone out there in the virtual world want to comment on anything?
I do, Mr. President. This is Jaime from Code Enforcement.
Hey, how are you?
Good. How's everyone today?
Hi.
Good.
Good. We received a call yesterday from 7041 Magoon Avenue. They let us know that they will be having a dumpster, or they want to have a dumpster out on the curb on the street for a few days for clean out of the basement. So we are requesting if you will allow this. Address again is 7041 Magoon.
Have you had a visual at all around the house?
Yes, I have, and it'll be
It's not a-
totally
not an
fine.
issue?
No,
not an
no,
issue
the house
for
is
you?
not on the corner.
Okay.
No,
Okay. 7041 Magoon Avenue. They request a dumpster.
correct.
All right. Any discussion? Jeff, Johnny?
No, sir.
All right, I'll entertain a motion to approve Jaime's request.
Thank you.
I'll make the motion, Mr. President, to approve the dumpster for 7041 Magoon Avenue.
I second, Mr. President.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anybody else, any department heads, have anything else? I'll entertain a motion to adjourn the meeting, unless there's anything else.
I'll make that motion, Mr. President.
I'll second, Mr. President.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you.
Thank you.